Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden Tips video breakdown, I want to show you something that's going to probably raise your eyebrows a little bit, at least with what you're reading as far as the title goes, which says how to add a 12th defender on the field without using a glitch. The key word there is without. And that's what I want to go ahead and show you. It's something that's been in the game since the beginning of Madden. It's something that's been in the game since real football began. It's always been in the game. And it's something I think a lot of us forget that it's there. So what I want to do is I kind of want to go and show you what it is. And most of you guys probably already know, you probably already use it. And if you're watching this video breakdown, I hope it's making your mind think right now. And that's the idea of this. So let's go ahead and show you the defense that I'm going to go ahead and use. And the defense for this breakdown, if you're following along, is going to be out of the 49ers playbook. And the name of it's called a nickel double A gap buck zone blitz, and you'll find it, as I said, out of the 49ers playbook if you're following along. And then if we go into the I want to go ahead and show you the offensive play that we're using. That way you know what we're doing, and if you want to go ahead and just follow along, you can. For this breakdown on this offensive side of the ball, we're just going to go ahead and use this offensive play. It's called gun spread Y flex Y cross, and you'll find it out of the Cardinals playbook. So with that said, let's just go ahead and get on the field here, and I'm going to walk you through my thought and kind of show you how to get that 12th defender without having to use a glitch. So let's go ahead and show you. As you look at the defense here, you can see you have 6 defenders that are dropping back in zone coverage. Now, this is a defense I like. I've showed it last year. I've showed it a few different years as far as different ways you can get pressure. For right now, I'm just going to go ahead and run it, and we're not going to do anything at all. And you just can just see, I'm just going to go ahead and let these guys just do their thing, eventually get to the quarterback, right? Now, if you want to get pressure, that's cool and all, right? You can go ahead and do something like this. You could bring this guy up here. Now, notice the one guy I'm bringing up is going to be the free safety. Notice right now that he is dropping back into a deep zone, right? Well, a lot of us, what we'll do is we'll go ahead, rather it be him or maybe a linebacker, we'll go ahead and hot route him and bring him into these gaps, and then we'll allow him to go ahead and get pressure. The ideal here is hopefully one of these defensive linemen will get pressure off the outside, one of the defensive ends. And that's what's going to happen here. You may get some pressure from the inside with it, but you're going to get some pressure. And then what a lot of times is, let's just go ahead and run it. You can see right there we get some pressure coming off the edge from the right end there. So that's what a lot of times will happen. The problem with that is, and I know what you guys are thinking, well, Cobra, that leaves that deep middle wide open. You're right, it does. I mean, totally leaves it wide open, as you can see on your screen there. There is nobody dropping back to go ahead and defend that. I mean, you can see right here clearly, if the quarterback saw this guy deep down the field here, for example, here, as we're watching the video here, he can see this guy's wide open. So that's an issue. So this defense probably ain't going to work very well, right? You're going to wind up getting burnt, what you're going to end up doing. So let's go and run it again, same thing. Bring this guy up here. Now, another thing that guys will do is they'll go ahead and try to be cool and smart, and I do this too. They'll go ahead and snap the ball here once the ball snapped. And then what they're hoping they can do is they can drop this guy back and try to take away that deep middle pass. And they'll sprint him back, and hopefully he'll get back. In that case, I really didn't get the pressure off the edge, but that's what they'll try. Let's do it again, same thing. Just try to get some pressure on the quarterback off the edge. And then you'll try to disengage, and then you'll try to sprint back and, try to take away that deep middle pass. Problem with that is you may not get back fast enough, and it all depends how fast you can get it back, and that doesn't always work. So here's how that works right there. You can see right there, I'm trying to disengage. I couldn't disengage. The quarterback, again, has all time to make this throw deep down the field. You can see on your screen here. I mean, he could just literally just laser it right there, and he's going to be wide open. That, again, the same player. All right. So, Cobra, you're wasting my time. You're sitting here. You went into about 5 minutes in this video, and you haven't showed me a darn thing as far as how to get that 12th defender. Well, as I said, the 12th defender's on the field. You just don't see him right now. I mean, if you look at it right now, let's just count them up. Let's go. How many we got here? As we're going through here. Boy, man, I mean, I can count. You can count. We got 11 defenders. Well, there's really a 12th defender, and you're looking at him. What do you mean, Cobra? Well, it's in the end zone, the back of the end zone. That's your 12th defender. And you're like, well, yeah, but look how far I am from the red zone. I mean, from the end zone. I mean, there's no way that he can be a 12th defender that back, and you're right. So a lot of us, when we do these video breakdowns here, whether it be on YouTube or in our strategy guides or all the things we've done over the years, a lot of us, we do it in practice mode, and we do it from the 30-yard line. That's what we do. We do it from the 30-yard line. We don't do it anywhere else because that's what we've always done. But the truth of the matter is, if you go and think about this, let's go ahead and respot the ball. And I know this in real football. I know my son's football team. Many of you guys probably don't know this, but I'll go ahead and tell you. Last year, his team won the state championship for 3A here in Illinois. And they don't blitz very much. They really don't. When they do blitz, they're more of a bend but don't break, and hopefully the defensive line will get pressure on the quarterback. And if they do blitz, they don't blitz without generally until they get the offensive player or the offense gets inside the 20, maybe inside the 15-yard line, or even further inside. The closer they get to the line of scrimmage or to the end zone, that's when they start to go ahead and maybe put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. I'm not saying they always do that, but that's kind of the MO with that particular team. So now things have changed. Now we got our 12th defender. And the reason we get our 12th defender is because if I bring this guy up, this guy right here, which is that safety, and then I go ahead and blitz him, well, the cool thing is I've got that extra defender now in the end zone. Even though he doesn't move, he's static. They can't run these routes. These guys can't run their routes further down the field in what they're able to do, because if they run out of the end zone, it doesn't matter. So the back of the end zone is now your 12th defender. The whole end zone is more or less at least the back of the end zone is your 12th defender. And that's what I wanted to show here with this breakdown. So let's go ahead and run it one more time here and just show you what happens with this. And then if you can get them to get the pressure on the quarterback, I'm going to go ahead and move him to the inside here. I like a lot of times with this particular blitz, I like to move him. And right now I'm about the 12-yard line. I would suggest the closer they are to the end zone, the better off you are. In Madden, in years past, over the years, we've had all kinds of mega blitzes. And I can remember when I started doing blitzes back in 2000, I was showing all kinds of nano heat. I was getting, you guys who follow me along, you guys know that I've shown this stuff. I mean, I've shown A-gap pressure with only blitzing 4 guys or rushing 4 guys. I've showed it where you could literally get a one-man. I remember one year you could get it with just one guy and drop. You didn't have to do anything else, but one guy could get pressure on the quarterback. There's been lots of years that we've been able to do that. But over the years, EA has gotten to the point where it makes it really difficult for us to get heat on the quarterback outside of the, in between the 20s. It's really hard to do because you're going to get burnt. So now you have to, you may not always want to blitz as much, and that's the downside. You're not seeing a lot of heat this year as much as you were probably in years past. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to blitz, you're better off waiting until they get inside closer to the end zone. In this case, maybe somewhere 12 yards in, maybe even 10 yards. The closer they are to the end zone, the more you can be aggressive in trying to get a pick. I mean, hell, they're already down there anyways. You might as well try to do something to take that away. Now, you can still use an all-coverage type defense or drop 9 guys back in, just do some mixes. But this is when you want to blitz, is when they get down inside here. This is when you're trying to make them, they're like, man, I just drove it down 90 yards or 80 yards down the field. They want to score. And this is your opportunity to take that away from them and really piss them off, because that's what it's going to do. And that's what I suggest you doing. Let them go ahead and drive that ball down. It doesn't add 7 points until they get into the end zone. Right here's when you want to try to get that pressure and make them make that mistake. And this is a good opportunity. And so anyways, let's go ahead and run this. And I just want to show you what's going to happen here. So we're going to try to get that edge pressure off the edge again. We got a little bit right there, and I went ahead and dropped that defender back in there. And so what I ended up doing is, I probably should have let him go up a little bit more. Let's just do it again, same thing. See if we can get that edge pressure. We got some edge pressure again there. So that's cool right there. We're getting that edge pressure off the edge from Bosa, and I think a lot of times he's disengaging, but he's still, if you were to look at it here, still able to get in there. That guy eventually ends up switching. But the problem with once he switches, and I'm talking about the left tackle right here. I'm talking about this guy right here. He tries to block, and then he ends up switching. But by the time he switches, now look at this right here. Look at how this works out here. This guy now switches over to try to block me, and I'm trying to drop my safety back into this area here. Because again, I don't care about the back area. I can control all this now with this guy right here when I drop him back. Here's the pressure. Here's the pressure. So I've got two guys coming in. I'm disengaging. I'm dropping back, or at least trying to. And if you look down the field there, look, I've got this defender. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. Let's go ahead and move this a little bit. I've got this defender right here dropping back in that hook zone. He's taking that away. I mean, if they try to throw that over top, I guarantee that guy's going to pick that off. So I've got a pretty nice setup here as far as I got two guys coming in. You can see on your screen, you got these two blitzers coming in, or two pass rushers. I'm trying to disengage. My goal right now is to try to drop him back in the short middle area here, that safety, and plus I'll have that other defender. If that linebacker, let's go back in here. If this linebacker, let's go back and look at this linebacker, the one that's dropping back in that hook zone. If this linebacker right here, the one I'm showing on your screen here as we go into him, if for some reason he doesn't drop back and he goes over here to cover the line, to cover the running back, sometimes he might. Then one of the things you might have to do is you might have to go ahead and put him in a middle read, and that way you know for sure he'll just drop over the middle. So again, I'm going to go ahead and bring this guy up, this the safety that I'm in control of, and I'm just going to see if I can get this. I could have went through it on that one. There I didn't get the pressure, but again, I'm dropping him back. I got that all taken away, and if I can still get the pressure from one of those ends, and ideally, if you got an X factor such as Bosa, he should technically, a lot of times, it's kind of screwed up there. A lot of times he should be able to get the pressure, and then you're hoping that also maybe this end gets the pressure as well. And so what I would suggest is, messing around a little bit with this defense and some of the other defenses. Here comes that pressure off the edge right there that I was talking about. So again, if you look at this, a really good example of what I've been trying to show is that this time it's coming from the other end. That left end's coming off this time with this particular defense. So he comes off the edge right here. I go ahead and allow my guy to blitz. So you can see clearly on this one that this guy blocks to the inside this time, this right tackle, and that allows this guy off the edge to get the pressure. And then I'm dropping back into coverage with my guy. And if you look, again, we've got that pass taken away, the one to this guy right here as you look at it. This guy right here is taken away. I'm dropping back, so I'm watching anything coming over this area here. This linebacker is looking for anything going across. So everything's covered. So that's the nice thing with this particular setup. So again, let's go ahead and rewind it here a little bit. So I want to go ahead and show you from the top-down view, a little bit more of a top-down view. So we got, again, if you look at this, with this particular defense, as I talked about earlier with all these defenders, we've got all these guys in the box. We've got 11 guys, right? And then we also got that guy, even though he's not really a person, 12th defender. And that's what I wanted to go with this video breakdown. So hopefully, guys, I hope this gives you guys a chance to get your wheels turning in your brains, and maybe this will give you guys something you guys can use in a game, and you can think, hey, man, Cobra talked about it, and like I said, this is real football right here. A lot of teams do this. When you get that, when they're getting down inside that in that area where they can get that 12th defender, this is when they'll do it. And this is right here something that's a real football. You'll see lots of teams in real football use it. My son's team use it. Again, they won the 3A doing this type of stuff here in Illinois last year doing this type of stuff. They gave up like 10 points a game. They were a bend don't break defense, and then once they got down inside the red zone, that's when they really started ramping up the pressure if they needed to. Now, I'm not saying they always did, but they would if they had to. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video breakdown. Right now, I'm just over 800 subscribers. If you guys have followed me over the years and you know anybody that used to like the stuff that we did at VG Sports, me, Cobra, Philly Ron, Mad Bomber, Big B, LB Rules, Bert Ingley, all these guys that we did this stuff. We did these breakdowns in VG Sports. We had a lot of people following us back in the day. And I still enjoy doing these video breakdowns for you guys, even though it's been 20 years later. And like I said, if you guys got an opportunity to get some other people here to look at these videos that I'm doing on YouTube, I'd appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching the video breakdown here at MaddenGuides.com's YouTube channel. Hey Madden gamers, if you enjoy this Madden video or any other video, please subscribe to the Madden Guides YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching and for your support.